Blessings, beautiful people. I just wanted to come on and share really quick. Understand that your prayers are not meaningless. God does hear you. Know that the prayers of the righteous availeth much. We are not righteous because we make ourselves righteous, because we work to be righteous, because we do all these things. We are righteous because Jesus Christ made us righteous. We're made righteous. And because he made us righteous, our prayers availeth much, meaning our prayers work. Heaven is open unto us. How God moves in the earth is because of our prayers. Our prayers is not a monologue with God, us just talking to God. It is a dialogue. When you read all throughout the Bible, you see how people got things done in the earth through prayer. God said, he said, if my people would just humble themselves and pray and seek my face, then will I hear from heaven and heal their land. It's because we're not praying and seeking, and then we go to God and we're not thinking that our prayers mean anything. Understand, if you've prayed about something according to God's will, it shall be done. Anything that you've prayed, anything that you've laid before God's feet, it will be done. Because you prayed it, it is so. So know that when you pray, it is not you throwing a pebble into the ocean. It's not something small and minute and meaningless. It means something. It is powerful. Understand, when I think of a prayer, I think about my grandmother praying for my family, praying for me, praying for, my uncle and my brother, and things that have happened in our lives that we have been saved from through my grandmother's prayer. So I think, I know that, sometimes we pray and it's like, man, nothing is happening. But sometimes you have to, I'm learning that you have to be patient and understand that it's not a monologue. It's a dialogue with God. And sometimes we pray and then we stop. And we just move on about our day. But sometimes you got to be patient when you pray. And you just got to be still and be quiet and allow God. Because sometimes it ain't that, I think I always want to talk in prayer. And I'm finding that sometimes God doesn't want me to talk. Sometimes he wants to talk. Sometimes he wants to share things. I find as I'm growing in relationship with him, there's certain people and certain things that he tells me to pray about. And like the other day, he told me, he said, I want to do something in one of my little cousin's life. He said, I want to do something in his life. I want you to pray for him intensely, because it's something I want to do in his life. And that is aligned with the word. God said, if you humble yourself, seek my face, then will I hear from heaven. God will give you instructions on what to pray, because that's how he's able to move in the earth. It's through our prayers. It's through our crying out. It's through our calling out. When I think of, I'm reading now Exodus, and all throughout Exodus, Moses, God would tell him to go and do something. He would do it, and then Pharaoh would speak and say, okay, hey, go back, talk to your God, if you can stop these plagues. And Moses would go and entreat God. He would go and talk to God. Prayer is simply communication with God. It's your time to talk with him. It's your time to just spend with him. Prayer is the dialogue between you, heaven, God, and it's how he comes down and you get him to move. So understand that your prayer is not meaningless. Your time before God is not meaningless. Just because it seems like it ain't happening, it's happening because you're praying. So know that. Be confident when you pray, things are changing. Don't look at what it seems like. I always say, God, I thank you that you hear me when I pray. You have to know that that God hears you when you pray. It doesn't matter what you've done, what your past looks like, who you were in your past, the mistakes you made. God hears you when you pray. When you talk to him, he hears you. He hears you. He hears you. He hears you. I can't stress it enough. Beautiful people, I love you guys. Have a blessed day. God be with you. Be strengthened. Know that there is power in your prayer. And God hears you. I love you guys. Have a good day. Yes.